Hello everyone, Grant and Steph here. We wanted to take you in this informational video on a deep dive into how to make sure that your online check-in is complete with AmaWaterways. And within that online check-in process, where to find your electronic documents. In a previous video, we showed you how to find your documents in the app. So we want to make sure that in this video, you can also find them when you're on your desktop through an email address, or not an email address, a website, the AmaWaterways website. So we're going to start with going to AmaWaterways.com, open up a browser and type that in. And once you type that in, you're going to see the AmaWaterways web page. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now we have already went from the landing page to My Cruise Check-in. You'll see that blue button at the top. You're going to click that. Okay, don't go to My Cruise. Go to My Cruise Check-in. All right, it's blue, it's highlighted. That's what you're going to click. When you click that, you're going to see this screen right here. So we're going to enter our booking number. Grant and I's booking number is 204-15042. You can see I've already got it saved there. We're going to type in our last name. If you're wondering what your booking number is, it's always the number that's going to be in any email that I send you. It's going to be that email that's at the top of the document in the subject line. So then we're going to click search, and it's going to pull up our specific booking.
For some reason, this does take a little bit.
It does take a minute, so don't panic. It's a lot of information to pull up. So depending on your Wi-Fi connection too, it could take longer. So now the screen comes in that says your cruise check-in. All right, so now to validate that we are who we say we are, we're going to click one of our birth dates. We're going to use mine here, I guess, because I'm actually older than Grant, so he's going to make me use mine. You have to scroll down. This makes you feel young or old, depending on how old you are. How far do you have to scroll down to get to your birth year? You can also hypertype that in if you're on it. Now we're going to click validate. And it's going to pull it up, and it's going to say, we're going to click continue. Now, Grant's going to scroll down here on our screen. We've completed everything on ours. If you've completed your online check-in, you're going to see nothing but green. If you have anything in orange that says incomplete, you need to make sure that this gets done. We are inside 60 days right now. Everything should be completed. If you have not completed your online check-in, you must do this. Please, please make sure you get this done before you leave. This is very important for Ama to have the information they need. So we're going to actually go through a couple of these. I'm going to have him click on the health questionnaire so you can see what that will look like. If you have not completed it, all you're doing is clicking that yes, you have insurance that covers you for COVID. Now, if you have not purchased insurance, you're going to have to click no on this, okay? So you would click no. This is just so they know in the instance that you needed assistance with anything that you do or do not have insurance to help with that. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Currently, as of the date of this recording, which is September the 10th of 2023, there are no COVID restrictions regarding vaccinations, testing, or the wearing of masks on board the ship as of this date. That is always subject to change based on the current world condition. But right now, for our cruise, we're all good. You just have to click this so that Alma knows if you're covered. So we're going to go back to our check-in. Once we clicked yes, then we have completed that, right? So now I'm going to have Grant show you what the shore excursion looks like. It doesn't have a completed necessarily because it's not a mandatory thing, but you can see we've already checked off what we're going to do. Okay. Now, if we are doing a bike ride, you'll see that we've got a few of these, highlight that, where you don't see anything checked because we plan on doing, for example, in Strasbourg, we're going to do the Strasbourg biking tour down there. Okay. So we don't have that checked because bike tours are not allowed for pre-registration because they do need to have you sign a waiver on site. So if you're doing a bike tour, just know that it's not going to show registered here, okay? But you can see everything else that we've done, okay? So if you wanted to see details of those shore excursions, you would click the View Details buttons beside each one, okay? So then scroll back up. We're going to go back to our online check-in. All right. Now, so we're going to look at cruise check-in so you can see the details that you will need to have for that. Here is the information that you'll have to type in. It's very simple. And keep on going. We're not going to open up the rest of these due to privacy, but you will need to have your passport information in there and emergency contact before you complete cruise check-in. The number 4 button you'll see says complete cruise check-in. We don't have that because we're done. If you're not finished with it, you will have that button to finish. Okay, so make sure all that information is entered. And this is per passenger. When I fill mine out, that doesn't automatically transfer to Grant. He would have to do his as well. So each one of you in the booking will have to fill out this section. Okay, so now we're going to go back. To cruise check-in. Okay. All right, so we've completed all of ours. So that gave you a picture of all of that. Now we're going to show you how from this page to actually look at your own electronic documents. You'll see the big tab right there at the top. Because our online check-in is complete, and we're within 60 days of travel, you should see this button. If for some reason you do not see this button, please reach out to me via email or by giving me a phone call so we can find out why you don't see this. So we're going to click on this and we're going to do a really quick overview of what is in your travel documents. Now, when you click this, you'll see that each of you have a document. So we're going to use Grant. Okay, and you'll have 3 options here. You've got future cruise benefit, passenger ticket contract, and guest travel booklet. Again, in the app tutorial that we did video, we went over these in the app. They look exactly the same on your desktop. So what we've done is we've downloaded Grant's travel document. I would have to do the same for mine. Again, this is per person. So we've already downloaded ours. We're going to open this up and give you a picture of what this looks like. So the very first page is showing you what you're doing. It's got a simple map, pretty self-explanatory. The next page is going to, whoops, we went a little too fast there. The next page is just a welcome. There's information on here that you are going to say, well, what do I need to do on this? We've already covered all these things. Okay. This is just a reminder of some of the things, the online check-in, but very importantly, at the very bottom of the second page, you will see emergency contact numbers in order to reach AMA. This is really important page to have kind of highlighted. Okay. The next page is going to show the specifics for each passenger. Okay. We've actually got mine on here instead of Grant's for some reason, but this is mine. But you'll have one for each passenger. So it shows you the cruise information. It shows you your pre-night. Go ahead and scroll over here. Let me do this. It shows you your hotels. For this particular group, we have pre-extensions in Switzerland. So you'll see that information there. Shows you each hotel. It gives you contact information. This is a great piece to print off and leave with family because it gives exactly where you're going to be on those pre-nights, and it gives you a little bit of information on that. Okay. On that page, it also, well, there's Grant too. It shows you Grants. It also gives you on that page your deck number and your stateroom number. Okay. So it's all kinds of good information on that. Next. Tells you about the app, which you've already done. It also shows you on the next page arrival procedures. All right. Everybody in this group does have transfers pre-purchased with AMA. So when you land in Zurich, whether you're with this, however you're getting there, your own airfare or airfare with World Travel, you have the same transfer. So depending on which terminal you land in, there's arrival terminal number 1. There's also arrival terminal number 2. You will know that when you land, Zurich is a super great airport. It's very organized, very efficient. It's an amazing airport. So just know that when you get there, that's when you'll know which terminal you're in. So pull this up once you get through customs and immigration, and then briefly review where AMA is going to be in relation to your terminal. If you're in Terminal 1, you'll see that AMA rep is going to be over here. If you're in Terminal 2, scroll down, you'll see that the AMA app is in this portion of Arrival 2. So again, make very sure that you are, if you're not with Grant and I, that you pay very close attention to where the AMA representative will be. They will have the AMA logo. They know that you're coming. They will be looking for you and they will take you to the hotel. All right. The next page, you're going to see you have hotel maps. So these are great. These show you where our hotels are located in each of the 2 cities. In this particular sailing, we're doing 2 nights in Zurich and 2 nights in Lucerne. So you have both the location of the Zurich hotel and the location of the Lucerne hotel. Now, while we're in Lucerne, we are very close to the rail station. And Grant and I are going to be doing a separate video on a potential day trip that we're arranging just for this group. It's just a special one. It's not with Ama. And this will come into play because we're going to be taking a rail day from Lucerne to some other alpine villages in Switzerland. So more to come on that. The hotel in Zurich on our first night is wonderfully located. It's going to be right by the rail station, which we won't really use, but it's also within walking distance of the old town and a lot of great places to eat. So really excited about that. So then the next slide is going to show you our docking locations. Since we're going to be with Ama, this isn't as crucial because when we leave the hotel in Lucerne, the whole time we're on land, they transport us as a group to the next place. So when we leave Lucerne, they will take us to our docking location. So this isn't as critical for us on this because we are with Ama. Okay. Same thing when we land in Amsterdam. This is showing docking location, but we're going to be all together at that point. So it does just kind of give you, for those of you that are super detailed like me and just like to know what's around, you can take that and you can kind of visualize where you're going to be. Then the very last thing is some more helpful information. Again, this would be another great one to download for your family. It does have hotel contact and ship contact information and things like that. This is also good for you, but I'm not anticipating anybody getting lost because we're going to be with you guys on this. But if this is a video that you're watching that Grant and I are not traveling with you on, this is extremely important page. I would recommend actually printing this page out along with page 2 that gives us specifics for your booking number on this document and the map pages, just so you have a hard copy if you need that. So I wouldn't recommend printing the whole entire document, but I would recommend printing these very specific ones that have information so that if your phone dies or you can't figure out how to find it on your phone, you've got the hard copies in front of you, okay? The next few pages I think are going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's giving you the itinerary again. Once again, this is a great one to print for families. This is a day-by-day itinerary with times of where you're going to be. Now, these are local times, of course. So this is a great one to leave with family. Now it's going to start giving you a list, and we're not going to go through all these, but the next several pages are giving you detailed list, not of the excursions that you necessarily selected, but all of them. So this is also showing you, as you'll notice, on October 22nd, hotel check-in. It's telling us information about our specific sailing. We have a welcome reception with Ama that evening. The next morning on the 23rd, we have a little big city tour that's included with AmaWaterways. And the same thing with the 24th. We have a scenic tour on Lake Lucerne at the end of that day. So it's going to show you each of those. Keep scrolling. Wednesday, the 25th. Again, if you've selected, this is a land portion right here, okay? They show an optional tour. We're actually going to provide an option just for our group that I like better. So that's just for your information, but we probably won't do that unless you just want to do that. But that would be for an extra cost, okay? Then it shows you how we go from Lucerne to Basel to transfer to the ship, okay? But again, we're with Ama the whole way. This is just informational. Now, once we get to the cruise itself, this is where every single tour is going to be shown. These are all tours that are complimentary and included with Ama. So one of the beautiful things about Ama is they give you options and they give you these included. And these tours are great. They use their own motor coaches and their tour guides that they use locally. We've never had one that wasn't fantastic. So we're not going to go through all of these, but there's going to be several pages of that, okay, that you can review at your discretion. Okay, now we've got a page that is travel information and tips. Again, I want to make sure that you see there are no current vaccination requirements as of September the 10th, 2023. So don't get to this point and it actually says they're not requiring proof of COVID. Sometimes people don't read that and they just see that and I get an email, oh, do we have to have a vaccination? No, that's just showing you where that would be if you needed it. There is preparations for your journeys. We do not need visas at this date for Europe, just your passport. Make sure you have your passport with you. Make sure that you print a copy of that passport and stick it with you so that if you lose your passport, you have the information and the number for contact with the embassy, okay? Again, the rest of this is some details that you can read on your own, okay? More details. Money and tips, money information and tips. We'll cover that on a separate video, as well as electricity, currency, things like that. Ladies, I want you to notice that it says under curling irons on this page that you'll notice it says that for safety, curling irons are restricted on board the ship. Now, here's how you get around that. Purchase a curling iron that has an automatic shut off. I take one all the time on Ama. Okay. It has an automatic shut off. I've never had any problem. All right. So I don't want women to see that and freak out and think, oh my gosh, how am I going to fix my hair? Because girls, we got to have our appliances, right? So just make sure you get one that has an automatic shut off and you'll be fine. Also make sure that you unplug it every time you leave the stateroom. The stateroom attendants will see that you're being very diligent about that. You'll be all good. Okay. The bathrooms do have a hair dryer already inside of them, as well as the hotels that we're staying at. So unless you have a very specific hair dryer that you have to use, don't bring one. Just use theirs. All right. There is a safe in the stateroom, and there are also very good bathroom amenities. I actually do like their amenities, and I'm pretty picky, aren't I? So I actually won't probably pack enough shampoo for this part of the portion. I'll use Ama's products. Onboard facilities, Wi-Fi is complimentary. So there's a lot of information in here you can read. Okay. Just want to cover a few of those. Keep going. And pretty much from there on out, the rest of the stuff is a ticket contract. Again, it's up to you legally to read all that, but I'm not going to go through it. I wouldn't print it or anything like that. So hopefully that gives you a picture of what those electronic documents would look like and a few of the pages that you might want to download, specifically if you're not traveling with Grant and I, so that you can have those handy. And we'll be back with some more tips and informational videos in a few weeks.